As Americans grapple with the rising cost of everyday goods, the Biden administration can't seem to get their economic message straight.
Most Americans are a $400 unexpected expense away from bankruptcy.
They have more money in their pockets than they did before.
Well, it looks like Biden's own vice president isn't buying Bidenomics after all.
Here to react, we have former White House economic advisor Stephen Moore. Stephen, thanks so much for being with us.
Good to be with you.
What's your reaction to what we've just seen?
I mean, Kamala Harris is just giving us all the talking points we want in the Trump campaign. She's a walking gaffe machine.
But she's telling the truth, Stephen.
And she's telling the truth. That's true. So if you look at, for example, the new credit card data shows now for the first time Americans have $1 trillion of credit card debt. For the last 3 years, or 2.5 years, that is, people have lost about $4,000 in purchasing power because inflation has been running so much faster than people's income. So there is a middle-class squeeze going on. And you're exactly right. You know what Kamala Harris did yesterday? She accidentally told the truth.
Yes.
People are strained, stressed.
Tim Scott actually tweeted out after that. He said, yeah, that's so-called Bidenomics, and it's a problem. Americans have lost $10,000 in spending power because of the Biden-Harris agenda. What is the worst part of this agenda? What is driving this inflation?
Well, I think a couple. I mean, obviously, it's the $6 trillion spending spree.
Yes.
I believe that Joe Biden has been the most financially reckless president in American history. And when you spend and borrow that much money, you're going to have inflation. And one other thing about this, you know, you saw the other day that Joe Biden said, oh, prices are coming down. Prices aren't coming down. It's just the inflation rate is lower now. But people are still, look, since Joe Biden came into office, the average price of everything from bread to wheat to buying your, filling up your tank, to paying your rent, your utilities, are up about 16%. That's like paying a 16% sales tax on every, and it's a tax on the middle class. And that's why, what are you seeing? 65 to 70% of Americans don't agree with Biden. They think the economy is headed in the wrong direction.
And that would seem to be the promise of another Biden administration, a second term for Joe Biden, because whether or not it's student loan forgiveness that they're going to fight tooth and nail to achieve, it just the continuation of spending continues to shove more money out of the public. At the same time, their own Federal Reserve has to jack interest rates up to offset this runaway inflation.
This was the 11th rate increase. Mortgage rates, I was just talking to President Trump yesterday about this. Mortgage rates were 3% when he left office. Now they're 7%. That's just an example of how the economy is headed in the wrong direction. But you were exactly right. You know, Chuck Schumer said the other day that if Joe Biden is reelected and the Democrats take Congress, they will double down on their green energy agenda. That's pretty scary. They've already spent like $1 trillion on this.
Unbelievable.
So they're not backing off at all.
They're making people poor on purpose. I think that's the part that's so difficult to swallow. It's one thing if there was some, event that we have no control of, but they do have control, and they continue to do it.
Let me give you a good example of what you're talking about. So when Trump left office, for the first time in our lifetime, America was energy independent. Trump would say we were energy dominant. And so we were producing more oil and gas than any other country in the world. Now we have to get our oil from OPEC and all these other countries, and that's it's not just been an economic issue, it's a national security crisis as well. By the way, I heard you guys talking about the speeches yesterday. Yeah. That's the first time Donald Trump has ever given a 10-minute speech in his life.
You were there.
But he was good.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much. Good stuff. Good stuff, Tim.
Just got back from Iowa last night.
He was there last night.
2:30 in the morning. Made his way to Fox.
But I wanted to be at Fox and Friends, so I got here.
Love it. Thank you, Stephen.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.